Hey everybody, Larry here again. Welcome to episode number 27 of the South Olympic Branch Update Series. Hope you all been doing well out there. This morning, I got an order from Scenery Express or Scenic Express in the mail. Got some new stuff. This is Mini Nature Green Spruce from Silflor. And these guys do some of the finest products as far as I'm concerned for making realistic scenery around. This stuff I haven't tried before, so it's kind of an interesting looking material. And it looks like if I pulled this apart correctly, I may be able to make a decent setup for some decent limbs for some evergreen trees. So I'll be excited to try that out. Is one of the things that's been holding up my progress around the river and off to that direction is finding the right kinds of trees for it. And I can make some of the deciduous trees myself, but I haven't been satisfied with any of the evergreen trees that I've made so far. So hopefully this will help. Another thing that I love to use these guys make are these little, they call them tufts. And the way that this stuff works is basically it comes on a sheet, and it seems like, I mean, a lot of people probably think it's kind of expensive, and it seems like it is, but these actually go quite a ways. It doesn't look like there's a lot here, and so you can get that for like $8. And but what you do is you peel off these little tufts, and they can stick around other things that you have going on. And it makes the most realistic looking bushes for at least my area of the country, which is Western Washington. I got several varieties of these, and I got some with a little color in their leaves. And what else did I order? Oh yeah, same thing but in a mat. So this is a mat that has a little color on that, and actually, this one's called a sampler. This is one of the things I was excited to get. I need to open this up, show you, because there's some various colors in this, so this would help me determine which ones I would need to go for next. So there's some tufts there with some color. There's some blank ones, and then there's some. You probably won't be able to tell this in the video, but this is a longer one, and this next one's kind of a shorter one. And you can cut these apart or tear them apart or whatever and use them as part of the scenery in various places. Sometimes I'll go over this with, like, some other stuff too and give it more texture. So I find that I really don't like my layout to look like a golf course. So anyway, this is pretty good stuff. They do have some products that seem to be by a company, Creative Accents. Those are probably the one product or line of theirs that I would really steer myself away from. Anything I've tried of that, I'm just not happy with. So there you have it. 3 small batches of sculpt to mold later. The landform there is in. And so next on that will be some painting. At the river scene, I set a couple of the trees aside there so I could add more ground cover beneath them. This was a combination of fine and coarse turf from Woodland Scenics, some bushes that I had, and some clump foliage that I had. And it's not done yet. Tonight I'm going to see if I can get the rest of this filled in plaster cloth wise from here to the bridge. It's over there. And if I can get that done, I might work on some other things too. I don't think it'll take very long to do that part, but we'll see how it goes. Back again with my painter's tray and my roll of plaster cloth and scissors, and putting some more structure in the gap between the railroad and the fascia, which also serves as kind of a catch in case something derails. So I finished putting in a new plaster cloth that started about right here and goes all the way down to the bridge. And then I made up some sculpt mold, put that in over here on the part that had already dried. Still gonna let that dry. Then plan is to come back and do some more sculpt mold in there. Get that all kind of melded together. And then over there, there'll be some more landform, some more sculpt mold plaster on top of plaster cloth, but it's too wide for just that. So I'm gonna glue some cardboard strips in there. I don't know if that'll happen in this video. Got the rest of the sculpt mold in. So I'll have to wait for that to dry and apply some paint to it. As I've said before, I want to do some lower landscaping over here. This might have been a few videos ago, because you know I kind of skip around. Hope that doesn't bother you guys too much. But I'm going to kind of hot glue some cardboard strips under the lip of the roadbed, sub-roadbed here, and that'll help support the plaster cloth I'll probably eventually put over here. So I think my hot glue gun's getting kind of warmed up here. Not quite there yet, but we're getting there. We'll give it a couple more minutes. Okay, I think the glue gun is hot enough now. So I'm gonna do part of this. And flip the guard up here. Now get that piece out of the way, shall we? All right, so let's see. And then you know, and I'll just stick it up there like that. And I think you may say, you'll notice that it's not like all the way. Well, it's just cardboard. So I'll just like do that. Hope you guys can actually see this. Looks like you can. So do that. And kind of stringy over here. I don't know if you can see that piece hanging down, glue hanging down there. But do a little bit more here, and then right. All right, so there we go. Let's bring out that glue. Don't try this at home, kids. That stuff's kind of hot, and my fingers are kind of tough for some reason. I ended up with cardboard that's kind of overlapping here, which is something I figured would happen. So I'm actually going to cut this back a little bit, because when I put these two things together, I don't want there to be a lip right there. So here we go. Looks like I can cut it straight across like that. It's okay if there's a little bit of a gap there. Like I said before, sculpt mold in there, but I want it to actually mesh. So if there's a gap, that's okay, but if it's overlapping, it's not really okay. Okay, let's see. Can I get those two to kind of, yeah, that's going to be lower anyway, but I do want it to be able to pull together. Yeah, that'll work. That's not going to be flat, but that's okay. That's when it comes in like that, it'll all work together. In the last video, I talked a little bit about the industrial area over here. I still haven't got all the supplies that I need to make this, to get further on this. This is why we haven't really talked about it this time. But I have made a little bit more of a firm plan. I've got, I'm going to be making some number 4 turnouts to go in this area. Down at this end, I am fairly certain I'm going to have Martin and Son custom fabricators down here. And like I said before, 50-foot box cars and flat cars over here now. I had originally put it out here. Maybe a team track over here. And then the rest of this end that you're looking at over here now will constitute the Olympic Foods complex. Olympic Foods is going to be a bakery and you know, other kinds of food production. I haven't decided all of what yet, but that flexibility will allow me to do like corn syrup delivery, you know, other liquid sugars possibly, maybe some corn oil, flour, grains, things like that. This building is built as a cold storage facility, so I mean that's a good background kit for this. Some of the other buildings, well, this building and this building weren't really part of the original Olympic Foods plant on my previous layout, but that's okay. I think this is going to be fun to switch. I'm going to move those 2 buildings out of here and build some replacements or use some other things that I have that'll replace those. So anyway, grain delivery to a grain mill, cold storage, bakery, corn syrup. As you saw, there's some tanks over there. And then trucks will leave the facility over here, the warehouse kind of areas down there, drive over the tracks over here, nice little crossing detail, and I've got some Walther Street inserts and stuff here to kind of help that out, and then it'll also cross the tracks back here. So the switcher could push a cut of cars up the hill, bring them back, sort them in here, you know. That'll be a fun switch job, I think. Let's spend a little time watching Great Northern 3202 roam the layout. This is a Broadway Limited Blue Line locomotive that I didn't really particularly care for the performance of. One of my friends decided he would offer to replace the decoder with a wow sound decoder. He did so, but it's not very loud. I think the speaker enclosure needs work. That'll be it for video number 27. Catch y'all next time. Have fun with trains out there.